Hi, I'm Carcina.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Oh, it is time. The champ has returned to put the belt on the line. One more time. Oh, see, when you're the very best there is, woo! Except no substitute. Now, as we put the belt on the line, we put the belt to the ref. We're going to address this one last time. This has been exhausted way longer than it should. This thing has been going on for like 4 years, and it's been 4 years too long. This thing should have been ended a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. There's no need for this. Why are we here? What is this really about? This was not supposed to be about me. Remember that? But I'm responding back to former NBA player Gilbert Arenas responding to Kwame Brown for his final time. He told me this is it. He's not making another video. He's done. And I told him, good. For the last time, for the 30,000th time, everybody's ready to move on from this. We did this about 3-4 times already. This is probably the 4th time we said, okay, this is it. Hopefully he's done. Okay? Hopefully this man is done. Because this is the last time, hopefully, we ever have to mention him. I don't want to mention this person at all. But when they tell inaccuracies, we have to go and explain. Because once you're dealing with somebody who's a manipulator, they bend the truth to whatever they want it to be and appear to be for people who don't know and is not enlightened. So, thanks, KB. So now we got to take you to the very beginning. In the very beginning, this guy likes to say everybody started attacking him. Right? Everybody attacked this man out of nowhere. And I'm not going to spend 6 hours, dog. I got a life. I don't have 6 hours to devote to you. But I'm fully rested and I got time today. My cousin died yesterday. And he was one of the people that died. And that's why you didn't see me yesterday. Really, nobody saw me at all. Really. I did like one video for the whole day. And I was done. My cousin died in Tampa in Ybor City when the guy's car drove into a whole crowd of people. My cousin was one of those people who died. So that changed everything. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, so that took the whole perspective out of it. So you were spared, Gil. And now today we put this whole thing to bed. Now, when this thing started, it had nothing to do with you. Nobody mentioned you. This was about Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Thanks, Jamil. I appreciate that. Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson. You was a fat little warthog sitting on a couch, ain't really saying nothing, had nothing to do about it. When all this was going on, they was responding back. I was responding to Matt and Jack. Nobody mentioned you at all. So you had nothing to do with it. Nobody was bothering you. People tried to ask you on social media. You said, oh, I don't want none of that. I know what Kwame could do. I watched him and his brother beat up an entire nightclub. That's what you said. That is exactly them words came out of your mouth in the very beginning. See, you want to make the beginning what you want it to be. Let's go to the beginning of this so that we can get established why this even happened in the first place, this discourse. Now, let's go to established reasons. You're trying to come into Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. You came to them asking them to give you advice and help you with your podcast show. You was in the final deals of your show. You had already had a show called Out of Bounds with another guy, yourself, and Mia Khalifa, the former adult film star. Right? And she quit the show because she couldn't take all the abuse. And the show was tanking anyway. They was just showing up there to bash her. She couldn't take it. So that show failed. Then you got your FUBU sports show with you and Josiah, right? Y'all doing that. Y'all think it's going very well. Pam is running the show. And I know Pam from when she was at DirecTV. And you didn't know I knew Pam. And it's very funny that this has been an ongoing thing between us, that you keep thinking I don't know things. As you said in one of the messages that you sent me, you're the only one that has the ability to go live, vertical and horizontal. You're the only one that has access to do that. I just waited for the right moment to show you were a liar, because we're live, vertical, and horizontal at the same time. So, wanted to prove you on this video, you're a liar. But it don't stop there, don't stop there, don't stop there. Here we go. This man decided that he was going to get upset at something I said once he went on DJ Vlad and spoke about Kwame Brown. He got mad at the fact Kwame said, Kwame made a video just commenting on it like, I would appreciate, I've already talked to you and I told you, don't speak on me. And I said, I didn't even think he said anything bad about him. And it wasn't a matter about him saying something bad. I don't want that person to say nothing about me. I don't want you talking for me. Even if it's like he was a great teammate. I don't want that person saying anything about me. Many of us didn't understand it then, but believe me, we understand it now, don't we? It's all about who the messenger is. I wouldn't want that guy saying anything about me, positive or negative. Exactly. Now, I make a video in response to that of what happened, right? I remember, I have never said anything bad about Gil. I've had about 3 videos about Gil. I called him an NBA legend. I was like, NBA great. I called him NBA great or something in one video. about Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj, or something like that. And I talked about his wife and Shaq back in 2016. I done that back in 2016. I've had about 3 videos about you, and I went off about you and Lou Williams about what y'all said about 90s players. That was in 2019, before me and Kwame had ever spoke. That was the only time you was ever mentioned. And the whole thing with Matt Barnes and Jack, that had nothing to do with you. And we're doing all hundreds of thousands of views, 300,000 of views. And you was watching all of those numbers. Kwame, what Kwame was doing, what I was doing. And we cracking it on YouTube. Them numbers is going insane. And you sitting there watching my numbers, watching Kwame's numbers, and you want it in. You want it in. See, that's what this whole thing is really about. That's what this whole thing has been about the whole time. You want it in. How are they doing that? How is they getting all this? I should be involved. That's what this whole thing was about, ladies and gentlemen. This man has been lying to you. Now, the initial video I made, first video about Kwame and Gil ever.
What's up? It's your boy Carcino here.
Listen to the first words.
What's good out there?
Listen.
Happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
People gonna say why I didn't talk about Gil. Why you ain't talk about Gil? You should have spoke about Gil.
I didn't even speak about it when he did the interview on Vlad. Kwame addressed it. I wasn't even going to say anything. The people in my chat wanted me to respond to it. That's the only reason why, Gil. They asked me to respond.
There's bigger things in the world going on in Gilbert Arenas.
Boom. There were bigger things going on than Gilbert Arenas. You're not even in the stratosphere of anybody talking about you. Nobody was thinking about you. No one.
Plus, didn't Kwame address Gil already? I don't know why my opinion on Gil really matters to people, but I saw the Vlad interview. I didn't really take it as disrespect towards Kwame. But it's not what I think at all. It's about what Kwame thinks. What I'm looking at it as I see Vlad is trying to rehash something to get something interesting out of the interview, something to spark up that controversy, get that back flaming. So yeah, that's what, because he wanted Kwame on his show back when all this stuff was blowing up with Captain Jack and all that. So Vlad is thinking, look, let's dig up this energy back up. We can get this going. I got Gil here. Let's get this Kwame Brown energy back. So hopefully Kwame come on here and we can get that dynamite lit that I tried to get earlier.
And that's what it was about. DJ Vlad was trying to use Gil so he could try to get, because Kwame didn't come on his show. Because Kwame didn't go on his show, he gonna interview anybody and throw Kwame's name up. He did the same thing with Marlon Wayans. He did the same thing with Tyrese. He did the same thing about everybody who don't want to interview with him. And like I said, it's not what I think. It's about what Kwame thinks. Because Kwame was the one who he was talking about on Vlad. So what I think didn't really matter. I'm like, well, I didn't hear nothing that he said that was really out of bounds. But he's like, it don't even matter. I don't want a person like that speaking for me. And I understand that. I don't understand what the problem was. I just don't want, but I didn't say nothing. I don't want you talking for me. I talked to you and I told you, just don't speak on me. If they bring my name up, change the subject. You always good at changing the subject. Why couldn't you do it here? Why couldn't you do it here?
Gil keeps talking about basketball, and we only talking about the game, you know.
And this is why he got upset with me. See, I know why you're mad at me, Gil. I can go to the very first video, this video, and this is going to detail your problem with me. And we finna go, this is the problem.
Basketball is what they doing, and basketball this, and if we redid the draft, you know, I would be number one now. If somebody was to pick, I would be the number one pick in that draft. Really?
That's
knowing what we know now. Really? Like, if you can see everybody's career, if I can see Gilbert Arenas' career and I can see Kwame Brown's career, which player do I want? If I go back in the draft, I'm not taking Gilbert Arenas. I'm going to have to evaluate everybody's talent before I draft, but I would take Kwame over him in a heartbeat. Why? Because Gilbert Arenas is not going to make your team better.
Gilbert Arenas is not going to make your team better. I would take Kwame in a heartbeat. If we redid the draft, knowing everything we know now, Gilbert Arenas, you don't get drafted. You don't make an NBA basketball team. So when you said, let's redo the draft, I would be number one. Yes, that's right. I had a problem with what you said because it didn't make any sense. You would not be drafted. You wouldn't probably be on the G League. That hurt his feelings. That's when it all got started. Right there. Because that hurt his feelings. Because if you look back, who gonna draft a guy that's brought guns in the locker room, had gun issue in the locker room, all the headache he was to general managers and coaches, everything we know now, you would be number one? You almost didn't make the league. You almost didn't get drafted because what you did in pre-draft camp. You was the second round pick. Outlaw, I'm not worried about that dude. You know, that he already been exposed. His mask came off and we saw his true identity. So he can't never hide no more. Like, that guy is irrelevant. So we don't even bring him up in conversations. You know, we know what it is with him. He can't come back. He could dance around and be phony all he wants. The same guy you was talking about, he was on Kwame's live stream, never camming up at all. Only time he cammed up is when he saw Hassan Campbell on there. Now, why would he do that? Because he want his picture out there with Hassan Campbell. You see what I'm saying? But he said he won't. I only do sports. I don't want nothing to do with no beef, nothing like that. No, but he saw Hassan Campbell because he know Hassan Campbell do numbers, and you know, and he want to be attached to that. See, you got to understand. You got to read these people when they do things and they motives, and they try to use people to get what they want. So I already seen what this guy was about. That's why I want nothing to do with him. You just keep those people out your way, and you keep it moving. He said, wait, so he would be number one in the draft pick. He said, that's why he hates me. Exactly. He want to be number one. He's mad that a high school player, KB, he's mad that a high school player, not just you, About 5 high school players were rated better than him. About 5 high school players were picked before him. And I'm like, man, was you better than Mike Miller? I think Mike Miller was. Wasn't Mike Miller Rookie of the Year that year? I'm just going off of memory, but I think Mike Miller was probably Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think Mike Miller was in that draft, and he was Rookie of the Year. So you would go ahead of Mike Miller? Hell no. This is what I mean about manipulation and trying to create situations. This is what Draymond was talking about. Guys who've never won anything making all of these things, like these observations, as if they were winners. And he said, yeah, it was Mike. Okay, yeah. So right off the bat, he's mad at me over this take because I thought that was a ridiculous basketball take, saying that everything we know now, you don't get drafted. You don't get drafted. They amnestied you out of the NBA. They were like, we want you so far out of here. We got a whole new rule, the amnesty law, and we're going to use that to pay you not to play basketball. We're going to pay you to go. What in the world are you talking about? You have been estranged from the NBA world, from anything NBA related, into recent years, until you got into this situation with Kwame Brown, but we gonna get there. So this is what got him.
You're not going to start winning games with Gilbert. What Gilbert Arenas is going to do is look out for Gilbert Arenas. We've seen it. He's the kind of guy that will get 22 points in the first half and end up with 6 in the rest of the game. I want a guy that scores 6 in the first half but can give me 22 and when it counts, when the game's on the line. That person that had the same amount of points, but here's a mean a lot more to the team.
Now, I had no beef with Gilbert Arenas. When I said this, there's been no contact with Gilbert. There's been nothing. I made this statement in this video. This is it. He's upset about that. That's why he chose to come after me. He went on social media, on Instagram, and left me a message. And I didn't see it because I'm not on IG and I don't follow Gilbert Arenas. But he made a post and tagged my name in it. And he was popping shit. And I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. What's this? Is this really Gil? Because I didn't know if that was his real account. I didn't follow him on Instagram. So I said, oh, well, hold on now. You ready to pop shit? I said, okay, is that what we doing today? Is that what we doing today? So I was all prepared. I said, okay, since you want to go this route, I went there, and then next thing you know, he deleted the message. And I said, whoa, where you at? Where you at, homie? Well, I don't see you. You did a lot of barking. Where your message at? So then when I was like, hey, man, you messaging me? Where's it at? I thought you left a message for me. That's the first time I went to him directly once I saw that first message, and I couldn't believe he had bumped his head enough to come in and say something to me. And I said, oh, my God, no, this boy didn't. And I was like, I didn't even read your rights to you yet. But since you want to play, I will be your huckleberry. You want to get into the ring. Now, because he took this whole mental breakdown he did that took 6 hours for him to deliberate. You know, I did a nice version, then I did a Patreon version. That none of y'all had a chance to see until now. Okay. This is the Patreon version. I'm gonna let y'all see this for the very first time, since this is the last time we will be
But I'm glad it happened that way, because now we get the Patreon version.
Patreon version.
Let me show you what this motherfucker did. All right. Look at this. Someone just texted me a link of you coming at me twice for no reason. First off, I never said anything in my career negative about Kwame. He's not speaking facts. He said he averaged 10 and 7 and I fucked up his money that summer, and people who averaged less got more money, and it was my fault he averaged 10 and 7 in 2003, 2004. Okay. Then he said, just got a message. Then he got hurt and only played 42 games and only started 14 of those games. He wasn't in our rotation. He averaged 5 points going into free agency, and he got $7 million a year. And everyone thought that was too much coming off his injury and performance. Then he speaks about a gun in the locker room issue he wasn't even a part of, because if he was, he would have known I never bought a gun. But I'm not going to attack Kwame the person because I don't know who he is now. I don't
attack Kwame the person because I don't know who he is now. You see, I don't attack Kwame the person because I don't know who he is now. You don't attack Kwame the person? Oh, this man tried to beat on his baby mama. He punched the glass. He cut him up. He got thrown downstairs. He's a drunk. Oh, he doing cocaine. He got booger sugar in his nose. You don't attack Kwame the person? That's all you've been doing. Kwame ain't played ball in I don't know how long. And all you doing is basically attacking Kwame the person. But this is what you sent before you deleted it.
Speak on Kwame the person, only the Wizard players I played with, and he is still top 3 or top 3 still. As for you, today, as of 10 minutes ago, I was aware. 10 minutes ago, I was aware of your post. So sending people at your page is false. I don't have Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook. Just Instagram is all I control. And I don't even do posting by myself on this page. So I don't know what y'all real issues are, but it can't be me because I haven't attacked anyone, right?
So here it is. I haven't attacked anyone. I don't even do posting by myself on this page, which was my point altogether. You have people doing things for you. That was my point. And you went and complained about this video that I did, that I was just showing y'all earlier. He went and complained about that. And his team or himself went ahead and decided to contact YouTube so they could put a yellow dollar sign and said it wasn't monetizable.
Look at that.
For no reason.
See that yellow?
See that yellow that was in there?
Boys, I got something for that, Gil. Now you know why you finna get it. So I just want you to know This is why you're getting it.
Yep.
In case you was wondering. So it don't look like I just started attacking Gil for no reason. Gil want to play politics. But he's supposed to be all for entertainment. Ain't that what you keep saying? Right, Gil? And we not even done, Gil. Oh, there's no chick.
Now, Gil wanted to play. So we're going to get to this a little later. I think I done went too far ahead. I went too far ahead. So let's go back to this one. We're going to get back to that one. But let's stay where we at here on this one. Because I thought that was going to continue there. But let's stay this one.
Right. So I made my video based off that. Then I wish I'd have waited. Because this motherfucker comes right back and says, I just watched half your interview. And
oh, yeah. And now he's upset. Because now he didn't saw when I showed how the yellow dollar sign was on there. And then I got it fixed and turned it back green. Because it wasn't nothing wrong with it. I went above his head. So now whoever his team was that was working for him at YouTube.
What the fuck are you talking about? Right now, I'm into 20 NBA players. 17 of them are top 15 players. Motherfucker, who the hell, why the hell would anybody come to you to mentor? You can't even do fucking math. How is 17 gonna be the top 15 players, you dumb bastard? Anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah, this was my Patreon version, so it was a little bit more raw. But this man says he mentors, we can all do math here. He mentors 20 NBA players. 17 of them are top 15 players. Huh? How 17 gonna be top 15 players? I can't come. You can't even do simple goddamn math. I wonder why you just play basketball. You can't even do simple goddamn math. Look at this dumbass boy. I've been to 20 NBA players and 17 of them is the top 15 in the country. Off reading this, I knew it was stupid. Off reading it, I knew this man was slow. He was on the short yellow button. But then again, he was a backseat baby. So we know this was the level of intelligence we were going to be dealing with. He missed a lot of schooling.
Your favorite come to me for game advice 1 to 3 times a month. I don't throw players under the bus. She asked the question, I answered.
He got mad because he went on Christian Leahy's show talking about, oh man, yeah, man, there's tons of players that sleep with, that's cheating on their wife. Why would you go on a show and volunteer that information? He got mad. I made a video about it, and all the other NBA players is like, yeah, Gil, they was hitting him up like, dog, you did, yeah, you bogus. You putting that in the air like that? I hang with you, dog. You know, like, and he don't realize that that's stupid. So when I saw that, he got mad.
You threw him under the fucking bus, you dumb motherfucker. You just said it right there. She asked the question and I answered. No, she asked the question, you should have shut the fuck up. But you didn't. But we'll continue. Nobody's name but the idea, he said nobody's name, but the idea of rich men do rich men things. If you have her contact, I never asked anyone to be edited because I don't care. No one ever knocked on my window or would have fucking dared, because who would take it personal if I don't say names? If someone said they knocked on my window and said that tag him in here, and let's see that same energy. It never happened. You over here following Kwame, and Kwame is exactly what he hates, a black man attacking black men. He don't know. He went at Lil Nas X and Westbrook for what? Because they was promoting homosexuality within the African American community. Promoting that shit. and marketing shit towards kids. That's okay with you though, right, Gil? Bitch ass nigga. What'd he say? What did they do to Kwame? It's what they did to us, you dumb fuck. The reason Kwame won't interview me or bring me on his live when he goes live because he's full of shit. No, he don't want to fuck with your corny, fake ass from the valley. You're a valley nigga. You don't value nothing but money and fame.
Yeah, see, this is my Patreon version. It was very strong. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's his plan right there, Kwame. That's his plan. This is why he was doing this. He wanted in the whole time. He saw all the attention Matt and Jack was getting. He's like, I got to get in here. This is my former teammate. How am I going to get some shine? Look at what he said. He told on himself in the very beginning. He said, the reason Kwame won't interview me or bring me on his live when he goes live because he is full of shit. Kwame knows 1,000% I'm going to take shit and talk shit about my team no matter what. I'm not going to talk shit about my teammate no matter what. He wanted to come. He wanted Kwame to interview him on his platform. He wanted to come up there and talk so he can get the attention, so he can get in the stratosphere. That's what this was all about.
A bitch. He knows about you already. He don't need you on it. You want that shine. You want to be on there because you want to be a star. You want to blow yourself up. That's why your ass ain't on there. Kwame knows 1,000% I'm going to take shit. I'm not going to, what he said, I'm not going to, I guess he meant talk shit about a teammate no matter what. So all this energy you have for me is whatever, 100. I don't know you to attack you personally, fam. Motherfucker, we ain't fam. You just said you don't know me, you motherfucker. I've never attacked your business. I don't block people. I don't erase comments off my page. If you need me to be a sucker or soft for you to be a real nigga, the floor is all yours. You have no public outbursts from me because I do not have no personal issue with you, even though you have one with me.
Everything he said was a lie. He did everything. He done erased comments off his page. He has deleted everything. We all know this is all lies. He's done every single thing he said he don't do here. He didn't have public outbursts. He didn't did everything, saying, oh, you got a personal energy with me. I don't attack people's businesses. That's exactly what he was doing. He done all of these things that he says he don't do, making him one of the biggest liars there is on the internet. Now, we were trying to clarify a lot of things that this man was doing behind the scenes because he was sitting there trying to make a picture and draw narratives and make it seem like, oh, it was something else. I was addressing Kwame's issue with me. No, you wanted to come on Kwame's platform. You wanted to get on that stage so that you can try to blow yourself up. And that's exactly what you did. He gave you the opportunity because he went on somebody else's live stream. You used other people so you could go live with them to try to bring Kwame in because they at that time was cool with Kwame. So you said, who can I manipulate so that I can get on Kwame's thing? I want to get Kwame, but he's not letting me up. Ooh, dummy number one over here. I'm going to use him. Then he always talk about this guy. I'm going to go on this dummy's page, dummy number two. So, yeah, I'm going to get all these dummies to be my friend. I'm the biggest guy they know. Like, and they like, hey, this guy played in NBA. I got an NBA basketball player. So now they're excited because even though in the real world, nobody looks at him as anything. They looked at him as a joke, a clown. So he couldn't go in anywhere. and be seen with anybody. They wouldn't even take a picture with him. They'd be like, no pictures. I'll be around you, but no pictures. They had him nowhere to be found. Now, he's sitting there. Now he's trying to defend Little Nas X. Exactly. But see, here's the thing. He's sitting there the whole time, right? The whole time, this guy is sitting there running a narrative and playing a game. So he goes live with this one guy who supposedly at the time was cool with KB. He's sitting there the whole time, and then he comes up there. KB just was somewhere out, and he just took the link and came up there and started engaging with him. While he's in there, he's sitting in one little black chair in an all-white room. He got pictures on the ground. He's sitting there all fatted and roly-poly. Got big rolls of fat on the back of his neck. The man was looking real pitiful out here. So because he was looking so bad, even he went on the show and Brandon Marshall was like, I was finna say, man, like, you was up here last time and you was just all fat and out of shape. Then he started the thing with Kwame. Kwame was like, we can take this up on my page. You want to come up there? And you can say what you got to say. Once he had access to go on Kwame's page, that's what he wanted to do. He came on my page, took the link, would come up there and chat. He took Kwame's page. That's where he really wanted to go. And he went through all these other avenues just so he can get in that algorithm. So that he can get his other channels that was dormant. He was like, okay, I'm going to go and reactivate those and get those going. This had nothing to do with Kwame. And it's like, oh, Kwame had a problem with me. That's what it was. This go way back when. Kwame had been talked about that and was through with that. And had moved on. This had everything to do with what you was trying to do in your plan of manipulation. All your moves were revealed right there when you was you see, he won't interview me. You wanted Kwame to interview you? Did you ever ask Kwame to interview you? Because you forget that you was trying to get this man to do a show with you. You forgot that you even offered me to be on the show. Who told you the beef show wasn't going to work? You forgot that too? Me. I showed you that it wasn't going to work. That they already had this show. This show done been out on like 2 different platforms. The last one was Snap with all the comedians, not YouTubers, comedians, and it didn't work. So there's no way they're going to pay for a format of inexperienced people to come up there and do this for less money. You remember what the money was? You'll get $1,300 per episode. And I said, $1,300? And I'm like, well, how many shows are they? And I'm like, I'm not the beef thing. I don't do that. I'm not involved in it. That's beneath me to do. So if you want to do a sports show, he was talking about, well, I'm going to try to do the sports show too. And I got this going on. And he's like, yeah, well, it'd be $1,300 a week, and then, Kwame would be a co-host and that and that. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I was like, I would do it if KB was going to do it. But I'm not going to do it for no $1,300 an episode. And I'm going to be there 2 times to do the show. And I'm like, do I have to be in person? Because I'm like, it's in your house. I don't want to be going to your house. I can do it via, we'll do it stream like we're doing now. I'm not going to do that. But it was a way for him to be in control, but he had no control. And as we find out now, you know, he's Mr. 50%. We know what that is. There was never any control by him. He never has control over the situation. He's never the boss. It's always somebody else is the boss. He just the worker hand. Everywhere he goes, someone else was the boss. Ernie Grunfeld was the boss. He was never the one. Now, are you warmed up yet? Now, that's the warm-up round. Everybody warmed up now, right? Yeah. Now we get into the grease. Yeah. Now we warming up. So now we know how it all started. Now we know where you came in at and how you brought me into this. Yeah. Not the other way around as you tried to make it. Because nobody needed you and nobody was mentioning you. You brought nothing of value to the table, sir. As you can see, I was never even thinking about talking about you ever. That's how irrelevant you were at that time. Nobody was thinking about you. Anybody that's talking about you now is because of Kwame Brown. Everything you got now, you owe half of it to Kwame. You should just cut him a check right now because you have nothing without Kwame Brown. You start going and yelling at Kwame Brown and trying to war with him back when Jack, you wouldn't even back Jack up. And Jack remembered that, like, you came to me for help. Remember Jack told you that? You came to me, boy, for help on your podcast show. When you wanted to get on Showtime, like we was on Showtime, you was trying to bring a show here. And you wanted me to help you do all that, but then you going like, I ain't got nothing to do with that with you and Kwame. I'm staying out. So he was like, okay, I already see what it is. Now you want to try to show your loyalty and then try to come at him later to try to get yourself in a position and get your numbers up. Now you want to act like you defending Matt and Jack. No, I'm in it. No, I'm in it. So now you want to go in and start your little fake rah-rah. So you go in there and create all your little fake rah-rah to get some attention. And Stephen A. Smith, who got involved, who got it? All of a sudden, Stephen A. wasn't dealing with you before that. You and Stephen A. had nothing to do with each other before that. Stephen A. heard you come out and you defended him. Now Stephen A. like you. Now you on Stephen A.'s radar. Why? Because Kwame Brown. Oh, he's talking to Kwame Brown. Yeah, see, Gilbert is his former teammate. Look, Gil saying that. Yeah, go Gil. I like Gil. You know what? We're going to call Gil. So now all these haters are linking up. Now Shannon Sharp opened his mouth about Kwame Brown on national TV because what he said about LeBron James. And now here you come. You can't talk about LeBron like that. What about you? You jealous and and Shannon Sharp's a good guy. And then Shannon, oh man, that Gil, man. See that Gilbert Arenas, man. See, why don't you answer Gilbert Arenas? He's the guy. Now he cool with Gil. Now you got connections to people you never would be talking to. Even LeBron is texting you back now. Because you trying to defend him with Kwame Brown. See, all of it was revolving around Kwame Brown. And now you back in good graces that the Washington Wizards players, the leaders of the team, Karan and Jameson, they come in there and they bring you back into the circle where they're going to come honor you in Washington, even though you've done nothing. Nothing to be honored for. They actually got you back into the graces of the league. because Washington Wizards don't like the way Kwame Brown talk about them. And he barely even mentions them. He just said, look, I was a better organization when he got to the Lakers. They hated that. Oh, well. Now, all of the things you did, you went and made all of these observations for everybody else. And then you said, I'm trying to remember out of the 6-hour rant that I had to skim through, because I'm not sitting to listen to Gil for 6 hours. You said behavior. First of all, behavior. You said after the fact. That's what you said. Behavior after the fact. So after the fact, you're saying that when you were there, you was on your best behavior when Kwame was there. All the behavior problems started once you got, when Kwame was gone. That's when your behavior got bad. They 100% correct about my behavior. That's what you said. Now, let's address that for a minute, because this what makes it really interesting to me is that you would take such a route of negativity and go that way, right? Because you act like you were a model citizen until that point. Didn't Jerry Stackhouse get you out of jail? Wasn't it Jerry Stackhouse that had to come bail you out? He had to go down there because you didn't have a place to your car. So he had to go over there and bail your ass out of jail.
Memory of Gil from your time with the Wizards.
I don't know if it's a good memory or not.
The show's called No Chill, so you can share whatever memory you want.
When I had to come and get him from the police station that one night, from him driving around in the car with no
Hey,
tag.
that was a real thing? Man, hey, I've been getting trolled with that, man. Oh, that's a real thing.
He had one of those, what are those, the one with the one wheel thing?
Right, the little motorcycle, the little T-Rex thing.
Yeah, T-Rex. He came to D.C. with a T-Rex and then put no tags on it and tried to riding around, and they was like, okay. And then they took his ass to jail one night, and then I had to go talk to the police like, man, I promise you, I'm going to get him some tags tomorrow. So it wasn't even nothing about basketball.
Man, listen, I've been getting trolled with that, and I just thought it was lying. I'm just, Stackhouse had to bail you out. And I was like, man, I don't remember going to jail. And he was like, because of the tags. I'm like,
yeah.
How does that?
You don't remember going to jail? But I never hear you talk about Jerry Stackhouse. Now, Jerry Stackhouse said you went to jail live on the show. Live on the show, you ain't never said a bad word about Stackhouse. Kwame Brown said you went to jail. Here you come, all you flaming. Now, everybody can see we talking about behavior. Now, in case most of y'all don't remember, because y'all are young and y'all listen to this Gil tell these stories all the time. That's what he does. He tells stories all the time, whether it's good, bad, or whatever. All this guy does is tell stories and tales. He does not go down the roads that he need to go down. Oh yeah, for a reason. He goes down these different avenues to try to push an agenda that he's trying to tell. Now, when he starts talking about behavior, most of y'all don't realize he never really played, like he came to the Wizards. In other words, he came there. That wasn't his first stop. You see, Gilbert was drafted by the Golden State Warriors. Okay, so he spent his first 2 years in Golden State. Do you want to know what he was doing in Golden State? He was buying jewelry, being an immature individual, young in the NBA, spent $200,000 before he even got into the league. And he only had a $400,000 contract because he was a second round pick because of his mouth. And because of that, he didn't go into the draft. So when we talk about behavior, it started a long time ago with Gilbert. This goes back to college, high school. You can go all the way back. And we're supposed to believe this 1 year in Washington, you was a good boy. Who the hell gonna believe that? Now, Richard Jefferson had to expose you because Gilbert says he never hung around Richard Jefferson. I remember he said that. I never hung around Richard Jefferson. Just like he didn't remember going to jail. He don't remember anything that has something to
Good
do
people.
negative about him.
Today, we took off like a rocket.
But let's see this.
Let the world know what was going on. Let them see the activities for themselves.
This man said he never.
Where they could once again base hair design. It's a man dressed up as a woman. Jeffree Star. Right?
But before we get into the whole problematic situation that's right there, did Jeffree Star just out someone to two people that might not have known? Just because you don't show it to the camera, there's two more people that might know someone's personal business. That's why I'm just, and people could say, oh, well, they didn't say that they were doing anything. No, but think about how many players or people have been sent this or negative comments in the comment section, making fun of people or going after people. So I understand it's toxic. I understand the LGBT community, they probably frown on telling other people's personal business, but I'm just curious to this. I'm really curious. And for the people out there, I'm just asking a question.
Homo.
Now, this guy was from Chicago, played on the team with Gil. He ended up dying in New York.
Homo.
But he was homosexual.
Their teammate.
And I know his personal story, and I know how he struggled to come out, and I know why he waited so long in his career. So it is personal to me because one of my closest friends was the first, and I know the difficulties that come with that
Who
The
was
reason
that
why
closest friend?
this matters to me is one of my good friends, Jason Collins. We got drafted together, played together 6 years, went to 2 NBA finals. He was the first openly gay male American athlete.
Now, let's stay right here. Because I was annoying. So, here is Mr. Arena. Right? Let's go here. Let's play this up. What did I say? The whole Arizona fruitcakes. And what is that? He's cracking up laughing. He's laughing. And what did I tell him? He was my teammate. There's a video saying he never invited me to his parties. He didn't like me because I was annoying. Okay, well, explain that and clear your name. I don't need to clear my name or nothing. Clear my name because Richard was my teammate. Said Richard, Michael, the whole Arizona fruitcake. In Arizona, no, neither in the NBA. Gay men don't be gay in team settings. In case y'all think that's a joke, no, that's really good. Gay men don't be gay in team settings. How would he know that? How would you know that? How would you know that? What settings are they then, Gil? Okay, that's my BFF. Let me guess. You have text messages from us? Nope. You must have a clubs, like you must have us in clubs tonight. Nope. Must have in the diners and lunches together. Nope. Using being teammates. Well, if he's what you said, Luke was his best friend, and Luke and Kwame were teammates and lived near each other. That's how stupid you sound. So he trying to say, he always grabs somebody else. Now he want to grab Luke. Well, him and Luke Walton was best friends. Him and Luke Walton was best friends, and Kwame was his teammate. So, hey, that was it. Now, Luke Walton was his best friend. Luke Walton. Go get Luke Walton. Now, the reason that came because Richard Jefferson actually came out and stated that Gil got in the car with him. He claimed he never was in the car with Richard Jefferson. He locked the door so Richard Jefferson couldn't get out, and he had an adult film playing in his truck in Arizona, turned on adult film and had the volume all the way up and rode around so people could listen to it while he got Richard Jefferson in the car. Richard Jefferson's trying to get out, and he's just got all these sounds moaning. Gil think this was hilarious. We're talking about behavior. Behavior. This is what this man focus was. Behavior. He wanted to talk about Kwame's behavior. This is in Arizona before he even got there. And he had a gun case in Arizona while he was in college. This is the guy that everybody's talking about. A gun case. He went on his show and told them why he fell in the draft.
I was like, you know they picked Richard Jefferson, right? He was like, yeah, they just picked him. I was like, how did they pick Richard Jefferson? I'm the number one scorer on our team. I'm the best player on our team.
Yeah.
He is option 3, 4.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to address that clip by Gilbert Arenas. Let's talk about why Gilbert went from first round to second round. It wasn't because of his talent, because that man is a bad man, and I will get on any app and talk about how bad of a man he was. But Gilbert was an immature asshole. That's just who he was. We all are little dickheads, like, I get it. But what Gilbert did was a little bit more special. So, first, every athlete knows about stress tests. You got to do it, make sure your ticker's working. And so at the pre-draft in Chicago, you're probably supposed to be on it for like 5 to 8 minutes so your heart rate gets up high enough. So Gilbert decides to do it in Chuck Taylors. Now, everyone has to do it. Gilbert gets up there, 30 seconds in, he's like, this is messing up my Chuck Taylors. I'm not doing it. And these guys that are running the performance thing are like, what are you talking about? He's like, you got to do this. And you're like, nah, I'm not going to do it. So again, red flag. Now, he already had a couple of red flags because Gilbert had some good situations with guns in college, but I digress. This is what he was doing. So they look at him and just be like, okay, whatever. They're reporting to all 30 NBA teams. Now, fast forward the next day. You want to know how Gilbert followed that beautiful moment up? So there's a big symposium. Every pre-draft player's there. Teams are there. There's, people kind of talking to us about what do you want to accomplish in this league and the opportunities. And, the microphone gets to Gilbert after talking to a couple of different players. And they were like, hey, what do you want to do? It's like, I want to be a pimp. Now, all of us giggle and laugh because we're 19 years old. This guy doesn't know who Gilbert is and how crazy he is. So he's like, excuse me, sir, what did you say? Gilbert doubles down. He's like, I want to be an international pimp. This man lit into Gilbert in a way I still have not seen. If you think objectifying women, if you're talking about using this league to bubble, just goes off, as he should, because that's inappropriate. No big deal. Sorry, ladies. He's an idiot. So that happened. So all of these things are the reason why Gilbert just kept dropping, because he's an idiot. So the fact that his brain still doesn't process why he dropped down just let you know who Gilbert is. And I love my guy, but he's a little bit special. So before you start talking about, these guys got drafted, Gilbert, how many points did you score in the national championship game? And for extra credit, do you want to tell everybody what you were doing the night before the national championship game, the biggest game of our lives? And looking back, it was the biggest game you ever played in. You want to tell anybody? No? Okay, we'll just keep talking about how I was the fourth option. And look, I was the fourth option. It was. But Gilbert was an immature athlete.
These are your teammates. Every teammate seemed to say you were immature. Richard Jefferson played with you in college. Nobody says anything about your behavior and how solid it was. Nowhere. So for you to try to pick the 1 year and say my activities, it didn't get bad to then. When you were in Golden State, didn't you not try to come back and fight teammates and kept getting beat up every day? You forgot about that? Chris Mills was bullying you? But I came back to fight. Every day I fought. Then he hit you with a car. Then you said you got smart and went in front of the car and he hit me into a garage. That was you. He said, I would go behind the car. He would drive and hit me with the car. So this time I got smart and I went in front of the car and he hit me in the garage and injured my hip. You got smart and went in front of the car this time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Gilbert Arenas. And he wanted to talk about Kwame Brown's behavior and says, my behavior didn't get bad until after you left. Like when you left, then my behavior got bad. That's not a flex. Only you would believe that's a flex. Yeah. He thought it was a flex. And why would he think that? Because that's how he operates. Misdirections, lies, manipulation, but yet he don't speak ill of none of these people. He's still friends with them today. A man dislocates your hip, knocking you in the garage with his cards. You love him to death. Oh, me and his brother cool. We go shopping all the time. That's the kind of individual you were listening to and dealing with. Now, we need to get to the next level. Because all of these people supposedly love Gil. All you women that love Gil, and y'all got all this appreciation for Gil, right? Y'all wanted to defend him so much, and he was a victim in this whole thing. That's what they was telling y'all, right? We gonna get to all of that. Yes, definitely hit the like button, please. We gonna get to all of this because it needs to be addressed. Now, going through all of the nonsense that he was spewing with all the lies about behavior, and we can go on and on about his behavior after the fact. Told a lot of inaccurate facts. Said Kwame had his keys in the pocket when he punched the glass. He's trying to be funny. You accused this man of trying to injure his baby mother. You left out the fact that the woman actually hit him, and he never hit the woman. He punched the glass because he didn't want to hit her. You know, so a lot of things that you said was very inaccurate. And you use that to try to disfame him and make him look like a mean person and attack black people the way they try to do. A big black man, he must be violent. When anything that Kwame Brown was involved in, somebody was messing with him. Every story. So which one is it? Is he the out of control man, or is he the docile guy you said who always kept his head down? He can't be both guys, right? Which one you try to paint him out to be? But when you was in the nightclub with his brother, and them boy, you got all your jewelry on, you want to flash because you got two big black giants on your left and right, and you trying to act like they basically your security. You in there flexing your jewelry, and then the guy see you and told you, hey man, run that jewelry, let's go. He ain't got a weapon or nothing. And you about to take off your jewelry. Now you created a situation that didn't even need to be. You wanted to overdress with all this jewelry on. Yep, because he want to be Mr. Big Time. Yeah, I know. Y'all don't remember before.
Independent guy you ever known, nigga. I could have signed with your boss. I could have signed with Quarter Lab, and all this would be a done deal. I could have signed with everybody. You've never gone viral, Gilbert. Outside of basketball, what have you done on the internet that went viral other than talking about other niggas?
Look at what Gil had going on. He in a big old room, all white walls with a chair. He got pictures on the floor that might be a charclette on the floor. Got a sandal on the floor. Look how he was living. Only clothes he wearing is Adidas. All he can do is get free gear. He was out here bad. Now that boy got television monitors in the back. He got a whole studio set. All for beefing with Kwame Brown. That's what I want y'all to remember, this visual. I'm going to take you back to remember this. Everything you got now is because of Kwame Brown. Not because of you. That's right. Agent Zero. Zero value. That's what he brings to the table. Zero value. He want to use somebody else to pump him up. Every time he wants to get a new deal or a new show, this is the route he takes. That's the reality. That he don't want to confront that reality. He wants to stay in the realm of the safe space he's always been in. So he started all this mess. He created it all, this whole bubble. He knows everything and the reason why all of this transpired. He knows. It's all because of him. It's ego. But we're going to go into a lot of that. We got just a little bit more to get through, but we're going to get there. Now, when people start speaking on behaviors, because I could really burn this dude to the ground, but I just want to kind of keep it where you know, where we are and focus on where the statements are. Now, we're not even done, Gil. That was the truest statement. We're not done yet. We arrive here. How black are we talking? When he's talking about black women being beautiful, how black are we talking? Not to be funny, can you name a black beautiful woman on the outside? Not brown skin like Tyrese Black. Top 50 most beautiful women of all time. Listen to this. This is the guy. My stream isn't buffering. That might be yours. Now look, he says top 50 most beautiful women of all time. The darkest women they have is Keisha Knight Pullman, aka Rudy. Rudy from the Cosby Show? Okay. Gabrielle Union, Tara Hicks, and Serena Williams. So top 50 most beautiful women of all time is 4 women. All because he said Lupita and talking about her and her appearance because she's dark-skinned. What is your problem with dark-skinned women? Side, not brown skin like Tyrese Black. She's cute when the light. Now, he said, when you say African features, black, then you have number 1, Lupita Nyong'o. And he says, and she's cute when the lights are off. The second is Ajuma Nasayana. Sorry, but ew. So the beautiful black women you try to boost up is technically light-skinned or brown-skinned women. So he's trying to convince us of his colorism that only, and I want y'all black women who y'all be rooting for Gil. Hey, Gil! He talking about you. He talking about all y'all dark-skinned women. This man who is dark-skinned, whose daughter is dark-skinned, you think only a woman that looks good need to be mixed. This is the kind of behavior and colorism and whitewashing of their brains that you dealing with. Now, here's a Juma, an African woman that he said is ugly, that he's saying ew to. You don't like a Juma, that's fine. But see, that woman could give birth to kings and queens. She's of this earth. A dark-skinned woman gave birth to you, fool. But this is y'all hero. This is the guy y'all cheer for. Yay! But he thinks of you as lesser than when it comes to people who are lighter color. That's why he always respect Whitey. That's why he always smiling and chucking it and showing them teeth when he around white folk. If you dark-skinned black, you ain't no good to him. This is the kind of sickness that you're dealing with when you're dealing with a person such as this. Y'all just read what he said. Huh, Sister T? Yeah, that's you. Right? You dark-skinned. Right? Regina, all y'all. Y'all was all pom-pomming for Gil. And he look at y'all like dirt. Not really, bro cooking himself. Bro cooking himself right now. This is what he chose to do. He wanted to cook himself. He wanted to go this route. So when you rewind them and remind them of what they did, they don't want to look into the mirror. He said all this stuff. But show the world who you chose as your fiance. But you went with this girl, somebody else's wife. That's who you chose as your Beyonce. You knocked this chick up who was married to Marshall Falk. You knocked her up and she got a baby out you. And you ain't had no problem paying child support. And she made you have to show up to the birthday party. That's reportedly in the settlement. You got to show up there and bring a gift, nigga. Now, That's Gil's baby mama. They're your baby mama. Who is that? That's just my baby mama. That's just my baby mama. Now, you can like who you want, Gil. I don't care. That's who you want. You want snow, then you snow all day. You want to be in the Alps, that's fine. But you don't have to dump on black women to try to glorify or classify what you doing. If that's what you want, you want pancake and milk, get pancake and milk. You want pancakes and milk. That milk of magnesia skin. When the devil made her, he broke the mold. If that's what you want in your life, knock yourself out, Gil. Nobody cares. You don't have to dump on black women to do it. That's the problem we have with guys like you. You don't have to dump on black people just to justify what it is that you want. Lotto is living proof everybody light skin ain't cute. Living proof. Now, right, he can do whatever he wants with those people. Nobody cares. He said the mayonnaise jar. Right, that's on him. Exactly. So nobody wants to talk about, like, we all know about the gun thing. We don't have to talk about that. When we go through all of these other situations as far as things he's been involved in, the whole circle, we know why you crave this attention. You've always broken the rules or did things to bend the rules to fit the way you wanted them to go. That's the only way that you know how to operate. Now, let's take into these claims about the basketball, right? Because he keeps going into basketball and talking about his agent. Dan Fegan. He was, they called him an aggressive negotiator. Let me just go to what they got in the AI preview of him. AI don't even know him. Dan Fegan was a mean agent in the sense of being a ruthless, aggressive negotiator in the NBA who used innovative tactics to secure large contracts for his clients. He was known for being a forceful advocate for players like Dwight Howard, John Wall, and DeMarcus Cousins, sometimes creating public clashes with teams by demanding high pay and putting pressure on them. He aggressively approached, however, also led to him being described as a tireless advocate by some of, and by respected by a tough negotiator by many. Nobody liked him in his tactics. See, Fegan was known for his assertive and sometimes ruthless styles in negotiations. He was willing to demand and use aggressive tactics like sowing discontent or fabricating rumors to pressure teams into signing his clients into lucrative contracts. You see, he is credited with pioneering contract negotiation tactics that changed the trajectory of a player's compensation, such as a one-year opt-out clause and sign-and-trade provisions. Now, the clients found his approach effective, but people like Dwight Howard eventually fired him because others expressed gratitude for his work. He was not doing good by him. Now, that's Dan Fagan. Gilbert Arenas that's the guy that was getting him the deals. So you want to know how everybody got paid? They were using tactics. And because Kwame Brown did not want to sign with this man, you wouldn't believe that that man would use anything in his power to try to ruin Kwame Brown. Because of that, didn't you not just see that? It is clear, it has been imperatively expressed that the people who see this person for what they see him for and what they really want to respect him as, it's not the same things. Because it's clear to everyone that's around that see that the developments in progress, they see things are not working the way that other people want them to go by. You look at Gilbert Arenas and you see all the stuff he was doing and how he was doing it, you start to recognize different traits. You're starting to say to yourself, hey, this is a little off here. Something's not right. Because how all of a sudden all of these things happen and the amount of time, and Kwame Brown is not somebody that has a reason to lie, don't sound like a liar to me. In the way he carries himself, he doesn't move like a liar. The man does exactly what he says he do. He don't carry himself as a liar. Gilbert Arenas has lied, manipulated, deleted messages, did everything. He carries himself just the way he is, as a wormy rat-looking liar. That's exactly what he is, a liar. And he's not respected by anybody. People just want him to go away. It's like, go away, little mouse. Just go. So we don't have to talk about you anymore. No one wants to talk about you. You're not interesting. No one watches your show. Sorry. You know, we're not interested. If you want to go do something else, go do it. I already told people what your show was. I don't need to be a part of it. I don't even want to have anything to do with it. So, bye-bye. Now, let's wake up the people that don't understand. He says, how does Tyson Chandler contract, how do you know Tyson Chandler is going to get this amount of money, X amount of dollars? And he's saying, what did he say? You signed your contract before Tyson Chandler. How did you know what Tyson Chandler was going to get? Here's the thing, dum-dum. That works on people that don't understand. If somebody don't understand the way the process works, that's how these scenarios turn out. Anybody here with common sense would know, right? Austin Reeves had a contract extension by the Lakers at the beginning of this season. He rejected the extension. Now we know he's in a position to get a $100 million contract at the end of this year. I'm not an agent, but I know from the projections of his numbers and where he is now at the end of this season, that's what he's in the category to get. over $100 million deal. Not bad for a guy who wasn't drafted. Now, from going through and getting yourself a $100 million deal, he's eligible for that at the end of the season. So what do you mean Kwame's agent wouldn't know what Tyson Chandler, he's an agent. You think Aaron Tellum, who's over there right now running the New York Knicks, you think that guy doesn't know what a player is going to get and what he's eligible to get based on what he's getting? And they're hearing the numbers and what's going to be provided for him. You think that is off the charts? That don't make any sense. It don't. So what Kwame signed for, no matter if he did it before him or after, you've already did something behind the scenes that didn't work. And I know you did what he said he did. And you admitted to it in the video. You said, oh, I did say you was in the way. He said, I said bench him. Now he's saying I said I was in the way. Whatever, dog, it's like saying, hey man, hand me that cup. Or throw me that cup. You said I said throw the cup. Now you're saying hand me the cup. It don't matter. You giving me the goddamn cup. One way or another, whether he put it in his hand or he threw it. So no matter what you said, he's in my way or bench him, either way, he was in your way. They removed him. End result, the same damn thing. You want to play the game and mess around and try to play, well, I didn't exactly say that. Nobody just said it exactly verbatim, but when he said you told the coach, why give him the ball? He ain't going to do nothing with it anyway. He's just in my way. You admitted to saying that. But now it's like, I said that after game 3. I didn't say that before the game. Who gives a damn when you said it? I don't care when you said it, because I think really you did something else, and I know why you did it. And we're going to get into that. I didn't even talk to Kwame about that. But let's go to it. And we're going to show you how everybody got paid. And why everybody got paid. Got paid and got paid. Now, the playoff series that you keep talking about, you had 39 points in. Let's go back to that game. But before we go to that game, good people, I want to do something that's quite interesting. He talked about he had 39 and KB was setting good picks for him. I want to do something. I'm going to do something he didn't do. I don't know why he didn't do it, but I want to do something he didn't do. Let's go back to game 1. He chose to go straight. That's exactly what happened. And I don't even think you know this one, KB, but this is what I believe went down. And we finna get to this right now. Let's go to game 1. Why did he start at game 2, ladies and gentlemen? The reason this man started at game 2 and not game 1 in Chicago, and I think I might have been at this game. No, I didn't go to that one. That was another game. Gilbert Arenas played 46 minutes. He was 3 of 19. He had Bronny numbers. His first playoff game, he got Bronny James' number, 3 for 19. He Bronny James. I wonder why he trained Bronny. He was 1 of 6 from 3. He was 1 of 6 from 3. He shot 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was 3 of 19. He had 8 assists, 8 rebounds, and 9 points. The person that was keeping them in the game was Larry Hughes, who was 11 of 20. He had 33 points. And where's Kwame? Coming off the bench. Kwame played 34 minutes that game. He was 5 of 11. He shot 45% from the field. He was 3 of 5 from the free throw line. He had a total of 9 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and 13 points. He had more points than the superstar Galaxy player Gilbert Arenas. And after game 1, this is when he went up to Ernie and told Ernie Kwame Brown was in his way. This is why he was there. He had to make an excuse because he played like shit. This is what happened. He dropped an egg on game 1. And he started making excuses. Now, I want y'all to know, this is how I know Ernie went and told Eddie what to do, because that's what happens. Ernie go in there and tell them what to do, and he do it. That's why I want to talk to Eddie Jordan. I'm going to talk to E-Time. If you talk to E-Time, say, hey, I want to talk to Eddie Jordan, because I'm asking. Because this is how I know what went down. This is game 1. Michael Ruffin didn't even play. Michael Ruffin was a DNP. Michael Ruffin wasn't even a thought about playing. There was no thought of Michael Ruffin playing in this whole playoffs. If it's a blowout, maybe he can get on the court. Michael Ruffin wasn't a thought. This tells the whole story. This is after game 1. They lose. Next game. Game 2. Gilbert makes it his purpose to come out and shoot the ball. He shot 56% from the field. He played 46 minutes. This is the game he's so proud of. Game 2. This is what he raved about. He had 39. He was 7 of 9 from the free throws. Notice, rebounds are down. Assists are down by 5. He gets his 39. Everybody else can't get the ball. Kwame Brown plays 21 minutes, only get to shoot 1 time. And he had 2 points. He got 4 rebounds this time and 1 assist. He was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. E-Time Thomas was there. And now for the first time, he only played 2 minutes, Michael Ruffin gets playing time. Where did Michael Ruffin come from? How did he skip the line? How did Michael Ruffin skip over Steve Blake and everybody else? LaRon Profit, Michael Ruffin gets 2 minutes and 33 minutes. E-Time played 21. Juan Dixon, Anthony Peeler came in for a couple minutes with Michael Ruffin. But he's activated in game 2. All of a sudden. Right? Kwame only got the ball in a few times, but he only shot once. Now, no one mentions this, but this whole series, was the Jared Jeffries screw up series. That's who they put their stock in. Jared Jeffries. Oh, Jared Jeffries. Jared Jeffries was struggling the entire series. And nobody talked about him. I watched that series, and I remember Jared Jeffries being a bust. In my opinion, you want to talk about a bust, I was pissed off with Jared Jeffries. Now, here's the thing that people need to know. They lost by 10. Gil was doing all that scoring when they was down. They were down 13-14. So he's getting all these garbage points, these LeBron points, when they don't matter. They not getting back in the game because he ain't playing defense. And he's shutting down the rest of the team by playing this way. So that's why they down 0-2. He got to finally play the game he wants, where he just score a lot of points. And he's proud of this game. He's proud of the game that they lost by 10. The most points the Bulls beat them by is the game he scores 39. Ain't that what I said about Gil in the beginning? When the very first video, I said you can't win with him. You can't win with Gil. He only cares about what he looked like on the court. And Stackhouse, same thing, same problem. This is why I've never liked Jerry Stackhouse's game. I didn't like him on the Detroit Pistons. I'm like, I don't want Stack on the team. Everywhere you go, you notice they get rid of Stack because Stack believes he's a superstar. He came in the league thinking he was next to Michael Jordan. And they had to light his ass up in Philly. Everywhere Stack go, he got lit up. Because Stack think it's about him. He the star and everything. He clashed with Allen Iverson in Philly. He thought he was the star. They showed him and they got rid of him. He went to Detroit and Joe Dumars was like, I got to get him out of here because Chauncey going to choke him. They traded him for Rip Hamilton, and then it was a perfect fit. Team take right off. Soon as we got rid of Stack come to Washington, play with Michael Jordan. That was the worst thing ever. Then he ended up playing with Gil and them and made it terrible. The whole season, they were terrible. Gil can't play with Stack. He's just another Stack. They believe they are the stars. Stack is a role player. That is it. And his job was to play a role. That's why that second season was a disaster because he was on the team. He can't play with Mike. That trade destroyed that whole second season. Nobody wants to hear that, though. Stack is just not a person that can play winning basketball. You're not going to win with Jerry Stackhouse's mentality. It's not going to work. Gilbert Arenas has the same mentality. You're not going to win with him. That's just the way it is. He's a guy that could score some points. That's it. So that's reality. This is why he wanted Kwame gone. This is why he wanted him out the way, because he was embarrassed. Kwame outperformed him in game one. And he was blaming it all on, he's in the way. And of course, Ernie gonna be, well, get him out the way. Gilbert is our star. And when you start doing that, Eddie gonna say all this rope talk. Well, you know, we got to give people some rope. Some people gonna have a longer rope, and some people just gonna have a shorter rope than others. This is why it came down to this. Because Eddie was never Ernie's pick. Eddie Jordan was already hit. That was Abe Pollin's pick to be the coach. So when Ernie got there, Ernie wanted to put his stamp on it. Like, you got to know I'm the boss. What I call, it goes. And Eddie just going to play the role. And once he realized, okay, he knows the chain of command. All right. We're gonna be all right. So it ain't that he liked Eddie because Eddie followed his word to the letter. If he told Eddie to do something, Eddie did it. Eddie ain't pushed back. Hey, man, look here, Ernie. Like, I got this. I'm coaching the team. I got it. We got it. Hell no. He wasn't doing that at all. Ernie said this the goal. That's the goal. So game 2 happens. Kwame played 21 minutes that game, right? Game 3, Washington changes the lineup. He says something like, I just wanted to try something new or whatever. I mean, typical coach stuff, Eddie said. But let's go into this game. Gil had 32 points, played 46 minutes. Jameson was 5 of 13. He had 21. Larry had 21. More of a balanced game, right? All these guys are getting the rock. The tempo is going their way. And this game, the referee gave them a hell of a lot of free throws. Kwame played less than 4 minutes in this game. Touched the ball. He was 0 for 1. He had 1 personal foul. And Michael Ruffin plays 21 minutes. Michael Ruffin? Michael Ruffin comes in. He's 2 of 3. He gets 9 points because he shot 7 free throws. He was 5 of 7 from the free throw line. This was the game. This was the game that the Washington Wizards, Gil had 10 points on the free throw line. Antoine Jameson shot 10 free throws. Look at that. Oh, my bad. I thought y'all could see all this time I was doing this. Look at the free throws. They just shot 49 free throws. They shot almost 50 free throws to beat the Chicago Bulls. They would have been down 3 games to none. The only person that didn't play in this game was Anthony Pillar, and it was a rout. They had to give Washington a game. So y'all won by 18 points because of all those free throws. 49 free throws it took to get y'all that victory, to extend this series. Now the very next game in Washington, the Wizards win that one. Kwame's off the team right now. They had the blow up. Everything's going down. So now there's no Kwame Brown. Right? Kwame's not on the team no more. They said Kwame Brown not with the team. That's where they had it. He's just not with the team right now. So they go on Michael Ruffin. Michael Ruffin gets 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 6 personal fouls. He was a foul machine. Michael Ruffin could not play defense without fouling. 3 points. Right? Who saves the game? Juan Dixon, who came off the bench, got 35 points. Gil was 6 of 12. He had 5 of 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, 23 points. Thank God Juan Dixon had the breakout game he had. Gil shot 9 free throws. They shot almost 40 free throws in here. They shot 39. But Juan Dixon was on fire. He was 3 of 4 from 3. He kept the game afloat. Now, again, not Gilbert Arenas, Juan Dixon. So you want to know why Juan Dixon got paid? You're looking at it. You're seeing how all these people got paid. Now, let's go to the next one. Right, game 5. It's tied. Right, it's tied at 2. 2 games apiece. So they're going back to United Center. This is the game Gil hit that shot. That was just accidental fluke shot. Gil, 5 of 14. He shot 35% from the field. 0 for 6 for 3. Larry Hughes, who was 11 of 24, who shot 14 free throws. Gil shot 9. He had 33 points. You want to know why he got paid? This game. Jeffries had 12, his best game. Jameson, 19. Brendan Hayward, 17 points. Eton, 1 of 3. Dixon was 3 of 6. Michael Ruffin, 3 of 3. Hell, he only had 2 personal fouls in this one, but he only played 10 minutes in this game. Right? 6 points. He shot no free throws. Pillar played. Kwame Brown is now suspended, and the rest of them didn't play. Very good. Gil hit a game-winning shot, right? They up. Now it's going to game 6. This is it. The final game, elimination time. Right? Let's see it. Washington won. They eliminated the Bulls. But what happened in this game? Let's get to the closeout game. This is it. The closeout game. Gilbert Arenas, 43 minutes. This is no chill Gil. 6 of 24. 25%. 20% from 3. He shot 7 free throws. He was 6 of 7 there. 19 points and 7 assists from your superstar on a closeout game. Larry Hughes stepped up with 21. Jameson came in with 19. Brendan Haywood, 13. Jared Jeffries with 12. Juan Dixon had 7. He only played 14 minutes. Michael Ruffin played 25 minutes this night. He was 1 of 1. 4 points. 3 points, 4 personal fouls. But he played 25 minutes. Eton minutes were cut. And he had basically no points, nothing. He only played 10 minutes in the game. So Michael Ruffin was getting all the tick. And he was just a walking foul machine. But Gilbert Arenas wasn't closing the show. He wasn't the man. So everybody got paid because everybody was saving your ass. That's why everybody got paid. Everybody was saving your ass. Just like now. He go run to everybody else and get them to do something. So that's why everybody got paid. So that's what was going on, people. This man did nothing but lie to y'all. He made a whole video going over lies, twisting up people's words. Kwame Brown said he played the Miami Heat. He said he trained with Robert Parrish over in Sarasota, Florida, and you didn't flip that all the way around. Now, because he didn't sign with your agent definitely was, you definitely came to Kwame and told him he should sign with his agent. Because he knew, Aaron Tellum told him, don't tamper with don't poach my talent. So he's like, look, I can't talk to him, but you can. You should suggest he sign with me, and I can get him a deal. You know, Gil, you give him the ball. There you go. Man, I don't care. This is it. This is it for him. I told you, this is the final one. I don't care what he say back. We are done. This has been going on for far too long, as we've been seeing right now. It's stuff I'm not even going through because I don't want to rehash all of it back up. I'm just wanting to let you know the character of the person you're dealing with. All of those videos, you didn't seen them before. They already there. You know what this guy did and what he said. He got hit by a car with Chris Mills. He went back to go fight him after they tried to drown him in the pool. He tried to drown me. I came back with a gun. I was going, man, we were finna get it cracking. I was like, okay. This man has done tons of events, tons of arrests. We have seen there's mug shots. You can go look them up. Okay, so I just want y'all to know this is exactly what we were talking about with Gilbert Arenas. He comes up short when you need him the most. He chokes in big games. He's not ready for the big time. He never was that guy. Now, they're going to make this whole thing about Tyson Chandler like he was dominating, right? He was the guy that was doing them in. Okay. Well, let's take it back to when Kwame Brown was playing with the team. Let's see his defense on Tyson Chandler, because that's when they would do. They would throw Kwame Brown on Tyson Chandler and switch him off. Now, the person that was destroying them wasn't the guy that was on him, because they had Kwame playing power forward until Tyson Chandler get in there. Then they wanted to switch on Tyson Chandler because of height. But Tyson Chandler played 16 minutes coming off the bench for the Bulls when they played in game 1. Okay, let's go back. Tyson Chandler he was 0 for 1, right? 0 for 1, 2 for 4 on the free throw line. He had 2 points. Kwame had 13, out-rebounded him, everything, right? So Tyson Chandler is the guy that was doing it. Antonio Davis was another guy, and Othello Harrington, that was the other guy. So Othello Harrington, KB would be switching off on him, and sometimes No Shaloni would be there, but it was mostly Antonio Davis is the guy that was physical. You had to get up on him, and Othello Harrington, so they had 9 and 10. Kwame outperformed all 3 of them basically the whole game. Now, let's get back. Yeah, because we're talking about win shares here. Let's get back to what's happening on this side of the ball. Game 2 where Kwame has 2 points and played 21 minutes, right? The game where it's unraveling. Tyson Chandler has 4 points. That's the guy that they match him up with when he come in. They put Tyson Chandler in the game. They put Kwame in the game. He got 4 points. Four points. While Gil is raving and ranting about 39 points he got in a losing effort. Your boy was, I was on fire. The guy you guarding, Kirk Heinrich, a white guy, is lighting your ass up on the other end. Why is Kirk Heinrich got 34? Not from the free throw line where he only shot 5 or 6. He was 12 of 15, 5 of 5 from 3. He was lighting your ass up. Oh, what you gonna say? Oh, that's Larry's job. No, that was your job. And you was bad at your job. Larry was on the switches, but that was your job. You fell asleep at the wheel. That was your ass. Now, let's go to game 3. Bam. Hit up game 3. Roll tape. Okay, here we go. Game 3. Right? This is the game y'all win because it was a free throw fest. Tyson Chandler comes in, plays in game 3. Remember, Kwame only played 3 minutes in this game. Tyson Chandler, they put Michael Ruffin in. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's be exact. Kwame Brown played 3 minutes and 54 seconds, almost 4 minutes of a game. Michael Ruffin played 21 minutes. Tyson Chandler ate him for breakfast. Tyson Chandler had 4 of 8, his best game of the series. He had not had double digits ever. He got 10 rebounds now. He's got 15 and 10 because you put Michael Ruffin. Michael Ruffin was goddamn supposed to be in the Temptations. What the hell Mike doing out here on the court? You put Michael Ruffin in there off instead of Kwame Brown. And as a coach and on the coaching staff, I need to see that. Because you can't have Tyson Chandler going off for 15 points and getting 10 rebounds. Now we saw what happened when Kwame was playing him, right? We saw what happened when Kwame was playing in the game. Tyson Chandler wasn't getting all that. He was getting 2 and 4. He couldn't get that on Kwame that he was getting on Michael Ruffin. You see that right there, right? But no, they made this decision. Right? Hey, it don't lie, right? It's telling the game. Now, the next game, Kwame ain't playing. Again, Tyson Chandler, 13 points, 13 rebounds. Kwame's like, no, y'all got it. Y'all don't need me. Tyson Chandler, 13 and 13. Y'all got Michael Ruffin playing. Now Tyson Chandler has come alive. He shoots 15 free throws in the game. Because what did I tell you about Michael Ruffin? He is a foul machine. He can't play without fouling. Where's Michael Ruffin? Look, 6 fouls. What I tell you? 6 fouls. He can't play without fouling. He fouled out. And he would have played more minutes. But Kwame in the way. Kwame was in my way. That's how I had 9 points. Kwame was in the way. But we supposed to believe he didn't say that. Make it make sense, good people. Make it make good sense. Now we seeing Tyson Chandler coming alive in this series now that Kwame Brown isn't here. Now, in this one, Tyson Chandler was 9 of 11, 22 points and 10. 22 and 10 off the bench for Tyson Chandler. Again, what has changed when this guy was getting 2 and 4 points a game when Kwame Brown was on him? Now they've got Michael Ruffin on him. This man is shooting 9 free throws. He's 9 of 11 from the field. He got 22 goddamn points. But again, they know everything, right? You think these coaches didn't see that? Kwame suspended. Michael Ruffin, 10 minutes. 2 fouls, 6 points. Right. Eton had to defend him, and Brandon Hayward, you know, he's soft. He had to go in there. There was nothing they could do. See, there's two sides to the basketball. Offense and defense. Brandon Hayward is going to be too soft to deal with Tyson Chandler. They know that. That's why when Kwame was in there, he was able to be physical with him. Tyson Chandler couldn't do what he wanted to do with Kwame Brown. They know that. But they got to appease the superstar and give him what he wants. So, again, another double-double in rebounds. 11 rebounds, 14 points, and 35 minutes for Tyson Chandler. So you want to know how he got paid? Because Kwame Brown wasn't in the game. That's how he got paid. So Tyson Chandler, you better thank Kwame Brown and the Washington Wizards and Eddie Grunfield, because they got you paid. They got you paid. Sabotage the team. I told you that's what he was going to do. I said, man, this dude's a fool. Then they played the Miami Heat, and they called up Kwame and said, are you in shape? Can you come play? Because they had to go up against Shaq. And they know Michael Ruffin can't do nothing with no damn Shaq. But it's Gil's team. Gil the star. This is your time to shine. You got the Wayne Wade. This is what you get to shine. You get to show you the superstar, Gil. You the one Ernie tied himself to. You gonna be his Michael Jordan. Well, let's take a look, Jordan. You was 8 of 21, 38% from the field. 2 of 9 from 3. Good Lord. Superstar. How many assists you have, superstar? 1 assist, 4 rebounds. He got 6 steals, 25 points. Oof. Michael Ruffin, 18 minutes in the game, 6 fouls, no points. KB, he's suspended. Eton had to deal it out. They activated Anthony Pillin now. Pill is playing 12 minutes. Ooh, that's looking bad. Let's look at what the Heat brought to the table. Let's look at what Heat did. They had Eddie Jones out there and D. Wade, 2 defensive guards. right? 2 defensive guards, right? D-Wade had 20, Eddie had 12, Damon Jones had 10, Shaq had 19, UD had 8. Wasn't nothing crazy. Everybody stayed balanced, but defensively shutting you down. Right? Wade wasn't shooting no threes. It wasn't nothing crazy out there. And they were able to beat y'all. That was in game 1. They won 105-86. It wasn't even close. Game 2, maybe y'all will get a little closer. Let's see what happened in game 2. In game 2, y'all got a little closer. Okay. Let's see what Gil did. Let's see what old Arenas did. Arenas was 9 of 19, shot 47%. He shot 10 free throws. There you go. 3 of 9. He had 28 points. He got 5 assists now. There you go. He's stepping it up. But Antoine Jameson stepped up. See, that's how Antoine got paid. So Antoine Jameson scores 32, covering the slack for Gil. 11 for 22. The big man on campus ain't the big man on campus, but he did have a decent game this time. Now, the bench was under control. Michael Ruffin comes in with 4 personal fouls and no points, but that's who they wanted to pick. This is why they were begging Kwame Brown to go back. Because they knew what they made a mistake with Michael Ruffin. They tried to get Gil to contact him to get him to come back. They did everything they could to get Kwame Brown to come back to the team. Now, why would that be the case? Why would they try to get Kwame Brown to come back to the team if they didn't need him? They wouldn't even contact him no more. They in there begging him to come back. Please play. We sorry, all right? Michael Ruffin ain't the answer. Goddamn. Why didn't you talk about that? Gil, why didn't you talk about how you contacted that man and tried to get him to come back? I'm sorry. So now, all of a sudden, Brendan Haywood, Jared Jeffries, everybody, right? Miami Heat goes to DC. They win again. They go up 3-0. D-Wade, 31 on you, 14 of 27. He only shot 1 3, only shot 4 free throws. Put up 31 with just 4 free throws. He was killing you, boy. 16. Damon Jones, 5 of 11. Go ahead, Damon. Morning was in there, 14. Shaquille O'Neal was hurt. Shaq didn't even play. Shaquille O'Neal didn't even play. You got Alonzo Mourning with his kidney issues coming in getting 13 rebounds and 14 points to help seal the deal while Shaq is sitting out and didn't play. What did Gil do? 7 of 19, 36% from the field. 2 of 10 from 3, shooting 20%. Ugh. This ain't the guy that scored 60 on Kobe in a regular season game. But here's what his big contribution at. He had 14 assists. That's a record high for him. 20 points and 14 assists, but he had 6 turnovers. Oof. Man, that's just bad. Jameson had 21. You got 19 from Hughes, 15 from Brandon Haywood and everything. Jeffries, once again, what I tell you about Jared Jeffries. 2 of 6, 4 points, Most overhyped man I've ever seen in my life. Now, nobody played really over here. Michael Ruffin and Juan Dixon are the two reserves that played. Y'all played a game where two reserves played. Eton Thomas didn't even play that game. Anthony Peeler didn't play. KB is out. They had two reserves on the bench. They played 7 people the entire game. Larry and Gilbert played the whole game. That's crazy. That is crazy. 7 people played the whole game. And here it is, the sweep. Swept away. Didn't win one game. Dwayne Wade, 42 points in the closeout game. 13 of 21, almost 60% from the field. He didn't shoot one three-pointer. 17 free throws. Good Lord, Wade. 16 out of 17. That is a lot. 42 points. 13. Once again, Morning is out. Shaq didn't even dress. So Shaq only played 2 games in the whole series. Alonzo Mourning once again came in and played and gave them some minutes, but he only played 17 minutes. They had Michael Doliak play. Doliak had 8. He was 3. He was 3 of 8 from the field. He got 8 points. Michael Doliak came in and played well. That's crazy. Now, let's see what Gil did, right? This is the game. Gil's got to break out and do something. This is an elimination game. Gil was 5 of 17. 29%. Big game. Y'all finna get closed out. You got to step up, Gil. 25 points. 3 assists. Coming up small. This is what we call small ballage. Small ballage, Gil. Them balls get real small when the game is on the line. Just like we said, you come up short in the clutch. Well, you always come up short in the clutch. Come up short. $25. He shot 19 free throws himself. He got 14 points on the free throw line. Ugh. You shot 19 free throws, dog. You got no excuses. You were 1 of 7 from 3. 14%. You putting up Bronny numbers in the playoffs? Wow. Juan Dixon put in 15. He shot better than you. Hit more threes than you. Man, Michael Ruffin put in 19 points. I mean, not 19 minutes, 101. Got 2 rebounds and 2 points in 20 minutes. But everybody want to talk about Kwame Brown. Okay. So, that's it. That's your hero. That's right. Very unbiased. Don't know why he act like he was that dude. Because it's the internet. You can lie and tell people everything. This is why Draymond Green had the words he said when he was looking at Gil's arena and was like, hey, man, look, ain't none of y'all no winners. The only person that won something was Nick Young. He was on the team, but look, none of y'all don't know anything about championship. None of y'all was real winners. Kenyon Martin the only one. Hell, McCants, was he even in the league? BJ, I love BJ as a player. You know, it broke my heart when he tore his ACL with Detroit. We was finna go somewhere big with him. And then they paid the guy that I couldn't stand, Reggie Jackson. Why would we pay Reggie Jackson? And we let BJ go. And he ended up out the league. He's not even on, he don't even get a pension. McCants don't get a pension. Half them dudes don't even get a pension. I'm like, damn. So when they sit there on the couch and they be talking about the game, like, and then they try to disqualify other people from talking, it's like, dude, huh? You gonna tell Kwame got way more stripe to talk about the game than y'all. Because, see, they don't understand anything. It's because you're young, they can manipulate you. And that's why Gilbert Arenas has done a great job of manipulating, taking something that might have been kind of true and just bending it to make it look like a lie. He would take something that is totally false, that he knows is a lie, and try to bend it and change the story and make the narratives what he wanted to be. Because he wants you to fool you with trickery like a magician. Look over here, but don't see what this hand is doing. The man is a liar. He's proven to be liar. Everything this man has told you has basically been a lie. And now that you've seen the games and you've seen the way they were going around, they ain't got to be that. Ain't no cap at all. Of course, Kenyon Martin was better than Gil. He was an all-around better player than Gil because he was going to play defense. He was tough. We weren't getting nothing easy on Kenyon. Okay, of course. All Gil could do is score sometimes, but he was not somebody that's that guy you could depend on down the stretch. He's no superstar. He's not that guy. There's a difference between NBA all-star players and then all-stars. You know, there's a difference between Steph Curry and Gilbert Arenas. There's a difference between Dwayne Wade and Gilbert Arenas. There's a difference between Paul Pierce and Gilbert Arenas. A major difference. He's not on that level. So we used to be nice to this guy by saying, hey, you were NBA great, man. Gil only had 3 years that he was anything. And then people forget and omit the part where he didn't rehab his knee. He messed up his knee because he was out there partying and bullshit and didn't want to do stuff in practice that he should. I'll work it out on my own. Once he got the money, he changed. Once he signed the new deal, he really changed. Really thought he was above the law. Tore his knee up. The coach, your head coach, said that was karma. Your head coach said that's karma. When you tore your knee up. What's up, Patreons? I see you, the Casino for Life Patreon. I see y'all up in here. All my members. Yes, that's right. We live. And we are live on both. Yes, sir. Same time. Now, oh yeah, Kwame Brown Bus Life in the house. I see him down there. Seeing his members too from his membership. Seeing some of y'all come up in here. I appreciate that. Now, here's the thing. When you tore your knee up, they gave you a specific list in how to do something, how to rehab, how to get back better. Right? They laid it all out. They said, hey, this is how you rehab, Gil. This is what you need to do to get yourself back right. You know what you did? No, I'm going to go to the last 2 steps. Ha ha. I know my body. And you start playing on the blacktops, start doing the parachute things right away, trying to wheel yourself I'm going to do it like Kobe. Kobe never just will it. You don't need all that time. I'm going to get my knee back. You didn't do any of the steps they told you not to do. When you get to this week, try this. When you get to that week, then you try this. You didn't do any of it. You didn't rehab your knee correct. I could win with Kwame. I can't win with Gil. You're not going to win with him. That's why, that's okay. Gil got his most wins with who? With Kwame or without Kwame? With Kwame being on the team or Kwame not being on the team? When did he get his most wins? With Kwame. The furthest he ever went in the playoffs, who was on the team? Kwame Brown. They started getting destroyed once Kwame Brown left the team. In the middle of the playoffs, all of a sudden, Tyson Chandler is kicking their ass. What was the missing? What was the missing piece there? Kwame Brown. And why is Gil popular on YouTube today? Because he was beefing with Kwame Brown. Never done any show that was bigger than anything he has now because he got all of this from beefing with Kwame Brown. So once again, his whole everything is connected to Kwame Brown because that's what he's done, latched himself on to Kwame to build himself up. It's not funny when you're just laughing at your own jokes all the time because it's just a nervous reflex. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. 100% like that. So now that I feel like we've tackled those situations, like those issues, I felt like we kind of tackled all that. Now we need to move to the next domino. Yes. Yeah, I know. Watching all those people do that was crazy. He said Gil Smoke. He choked in the NCAA finals. He choked in the NBA. That's what players have limitations. Like I said, there's no pressure on them. They can shine. But when the lights get too bright, they become who they really are. And he became the little boy in the back seat. He became the backseat baby all over again. He got small bulge. He shriveled on up. And real superstars, players they handle those moments. They live for those moments. He just wanted to, I had 25. You know, he's one of those guys. He would never be in that category. So, now, we know how he feels about dark-skinned women and all that stuff, right? Now, let's take you to today's time. Because I want you to understand some things here. Gilbert Arenas is right now under federal indictment. He's out on bond right now, awaiting a trial hearing for 3 counts. One for his alleged involvement in a illegal gambling casino, one from hiding evidence or deceiving the law, and another one from like conspiracy charge. Like this is 3, each count is worth 5 years apiece, like 15 years altogether. Now, of course, we don't know what's going to happen there. We're going to wait. He might get away or get off for whatever. We don't know if he's guilty or innocent. That's up for them to decide. The law has nothing to do with us. Now, you would think a man who's facing all of these things, these accusations, and talking about the state of the league and what's going on with his fellow compadres and teammates like Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, that Gilbert Arenas would stay away from these conversations, right? You need to probably stay out of it. But a man who has federal indictment for possible illegal gambling goes on a podcast in his own hubris, sits on this podcast and decides it's okay for me to start talking. I'm going to go sit here. This is recent, folks. This is recent. This is like a couple of days ago. He think it's okay to start talking about sports gambling.
Right? It's always the stars so, you see something that happened and it's like 50 grand of bets on this person. That's a red flag all the time.
Red flag.
So you get red flagged and then one decides, I'm scared for my life. He tells on his bookie. They arrest the bookie. Now, what does a bookie have?
He got a bunch of books with a bunch of names.
Yeah. And that's what's coming out, the names.
Now, do the NBA, because in the NFL, when we're rookies, we have the rookie symposium.
Mm-hmm.
Every week after, once a week, all the rookies always have to meet and do like a rookie class at the end of the day. And they would inform us about money, girls, budgeting, gambling. We used to have a guy, Mike Francesa. He was in that actual Goodfellas. He's one of the characters was based off of him. And he would come talk to our team every year. Like, look, fellas, this is what they do. This is how do they do that in the NBA?
No.
They don't educate these kids?
No. And
Gilbert Arenas says the NBA does not educate the kids. They do not educate you coming in the league. This is what Gilbert Arenas just said, ladies and gentlemen. Gilbert Arenas said they do not educate the players coming in the league. If Kwame Brown is in the chat, Kwame, are you in this chat? Because if you are in this chat, you played in this league, in this live stream. If you in this live stream, KB, and you still listening, please, please, please inform the people. Is there a class that they have for players when they come into the league? That's if he's still in the chat. I don't know. He might have dipped out for a minute. He says there is no such class. Can you believe that? Not only is there, he came in the league with Kwame Brown. He said no. Now, let me play that again for y'all, and I'm going to bring all this up. Gilbert Arenas said no. And he said it with conviction. This boy lying. There is a class. I know. That's what I'm saying. But look how adamant he was to say no. He probably skipped the damn class, like he skipped every class he ever did in high school and college.
One decides, I'm scared for my life. He tells on his bookie. They arrest the bookie. Now, what does a bookie have?
Now, he already telling, how do you know, Gilbert Arenas, about a bookie? Okay, how do you know about a bookie and what a bookie have and all this? You are arrested. You are under federal indictment for illegal gambling and you talking about bookies, you dummy. Do you not realize what you're dealing with? If your lawyer saw this, he probably want to slap you in the mouth. Quit making his job harder. The Fed's going to pick up all this crap. They was like, is this guy playing with us? Is he really this stupid?
Got a bunch of books with a bunch of names.
Yeah. And that's what's coming out, the names.
Now, do the NBA, because in the NFL, when we're rookies, we have the rookie symposium.
Mm-hmm.
Every week after, like once a week, all the rookies always have to meet and do like a rookie class at the end of the day. And they would inform us about money, girls, budgeting, gambling. We used to have a guy, Mike Francesa. He was in that actual Goodfellas. He's one of the characters was based off of him. And he would come talk to our team every year. Like, look, fellas, this is what they do. This is how they do that in the NBA?
No.
They don't educate these kids?
No. And even if they did, you're talking about a bunch of kids that are 18, 19, and 20, and everything you just said to them sounds exciting.
Yeah.
The girls, yes, give it to them.
I know, 1,000%. But you got to talk to them about it.
Yeah, I know, but
you got to talk to them about
it. It's like they're bringing, the problem is, like, they're smart on bringing a gambler. Here, you have to bring a superstar that has about 50 kids that he can show, look at my life. Does it look like I'm happy? All the child support out and paid. Like, here's my debt. Ha! Right? I made $200 million. I have a bank account of 40,000. There you go. You don't want to be me. We will look at him like, yeah.
See, the NFL does that.
Oh, they do?
They do that at that symposium. They'd have guys like Chris Carter that would come up and talk about, the problems he had off the field. They had a bunch of
like getting a fall guy.
That's what Chris Carter guy. Yeah. He told us to get a fall guy.
No facts.
Lies. But I think that's I specifically remember talking about with our team the dangers of sports gambling. Now, everyone that's trying to jump on the whole this is happening because gambling's in sport. Yeah, this has been happening forever. There was a freaking. They fixed the World Series back in like 1832, and then they've had the points in this and college. This shit happens all the time, but like it's just I don't know.
The problem with it is is one, you do not know who's who, right? So what ends up happening is you get compromised. Like, most athletes, they gamble, they're competitive, right? So if they're playing poker or do this, they don't want to lose.
Yeah.
So sometimes, usually, when I hear numbers like they lost 200,000, 500,000, a million, I just assume 95% they got cheated. So anytime I ever played at a home game, I'm looking at who's working together. I'm not looking at, I'm just who's playing, who's not playing.
You playing home games?
I played when I first started. That's all I knew, home games. And then I'm sitting there looking like, yeah, so what do you do for a living? What do you do? What do you do? Like, you guys are betting money like that you are Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't like, blah, I'm not even gonna look at my car. It's 10 grand. This doesn't make sense. Your upkeep don't look rich. Like, you know what I mean? It just does, there's nothing, but they're playing like so I'm like, who's backing you? Who's this? So once I start peeping that out, I was like, I'll just go to the casino.
Yeah.
And then, so what happens is you get compromised because you lost, you got cheated. And then that person who got you says, look, you don't have to pay. Look, just let me throw some games in your name. You bring some people here, you invite them, you bring somebody, they lose, I'll give you 50 grand. That happens. Now you don't realize that's the mob.
That's the mob.
And now you are hooked because they got you,
Wow.
they got everything. And then that's how it always starts.
Man.
Now, it's amazing that this man is under federal indictment. Gilbert Arenas.
It's not like I just volunteered. Hey,
everything he don't know about. I know nothing. I don't know nothing about what's going on over there. I don't know nothing. I tell you. But if you got 250,000, a man come up to you and he says, hey, why don't you bring some friends? You can work off this debt. And that's how it goes. Really? Are you gonna say anything else that the feds can do? This is why they asked for more time, Gil. This is why they asked for a continuance. They said, Your Honor, we need more time. Because the more time we got, the more this idiot is gonna keep digging the grave. He gonna create about 4 new cases for himself just by doing interviews. He is Exhibit A, because all they're going to be doing is playing him. They don't need me at all. This guy here gives up every damn thing. And now you see why Kwame said, I don't want a guy like this talking for me. I don't want this guy, Gilbert, talking for me. This is why. Now, this man said there's no class there. Now, look, NBA's mandatory rookie transition program. It's a class for rookies that teach them what to look out for, focusing on financial education, career development, media training, management. Look at this. Y'all think I'm crazy? Look at that. Everything the man just was asking him. Julian Edelman asked him all of this, managing the physical and mental demands of the league. Rookie team, about budgeting, nutrition, rest, stress management, social media through presentations and interactive workshops. They also prepared for the sleep increase and competition and workload, travel, practice, the high number of games. They teach every damn thing. Unbelievable. This man said there is no program. Not only is there not a program, but everybody remember Randy Livingston, but you guys are too young and might not remember, but it ain't that long ago. Randball. Sports gambling scandal. They bring Randy Livingston in to tell you about sports gambling. And he was the known NBA gambler playing. He had a gambling addiction in the NBA. He had a brief stint with the Timberwolves in 2002. Randy Livingston. And he was a self-described gambling addict and recovering since 2017. And he been telling his story the whole time around. And they have him come to the camps and talk to the kids, talk to the rookies when they're coming in the league and start teaching them everything they need to know. But this man just sat there with the conviction and said, "No, they don't teach us nothing like that. And even if they did, you 18, 19, you don't care what nobody's saying. Oh, that is exciting." He was talking about his life. I got 200 million, now I got 40,000 in the bank. I've paid out all the child support. He was talking about him. They need to bring somebody in there with 4, 5 kids. He was talking about his life. Now, I tried to tell him, like, dude, in the chat, I was talking to him and I was like, you said they don't have a program to talk to the people? That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I know people that been in these camps where they try to teach them because they were saying, man, too many NBA players are going broke. No, this is the last one. I'm done. There's nothing more to say after this, because believe me, it's all been said here.
You know, can I work with you? Like, I just want you to ruin my life. Yeah. I want an extra 20,000. Like, no, you get compromised, losing, and then they do that. Don't even worry about it. Like, just do this. And a couple of these here and there, and we'll pay you. It just sounds like a great idea, not realizing, yeah.
I think this is bad on the NBA. I think that if you're telling me that they don't educate these fucking young kids, which especially in your sport or even younger than ours, we're 22. The lowest you could be in the NFL is 20 years old. There's guys that are like 17, 18, 19 in this league, and you're not helping these young kids. That's shame on the NBA.
Those are the ones you don't have to worry about.
No. Gilbert Arenas has just lied to you, Julian Edelman. He told you a big, fat, juicy lie, and this is exactly who the NBA said, okay, we're going to let him back in our good graces. Way to go, NBA. Way to go, NBA. Hey, Dominic. Why did this man say there was no classes? Because the class don't work. Yo, you said there wasn't any class. Oh, thanks for the super chat, KB. He said this boy is done. All he does is lie. He's sitting there with absolute conviction. And you see Julian Edelman saying, hey, I think this is an L on the NBA. That you mean to tell me you got these. He's like, guys that come in our league is about 2021. That's young. That the NBA don't have anything like that. I just think that's an L. They got guys 18, 19 coming in the league. Oh, this fool ain't finna talk about none of this on his shitty show. He don't want none of the deal with this. Yeah, his name was Randy Livingston, sir. Yes, that's his name. You've never heard of him. No, when this whole thing came up, Randy Livingston came to the forefront. That's all anybody could talk about was Randy Livingston, because sports gambling and Randy Livingston came hand in hand.
Involving 2 cases with fraud in the tens of millions of dollars. That includes Portland Trailblazers coach and Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former Cavs guard and assistant coach Damon Jones. Billups was arrested in one of the cases on an indictment related to an illegal poker operation backed by the mafia. This was before he became a coach in 2021, and the details on that are wild. These underground poker games were allegedly fixed through technology like rigged shuffling machines, secret cameras, special contact lenses, and an X-ray table. In the other case, Rozier was arrested in connection to the insider sports betting scheme that already got Jonte Porter locked up. Rozier had obviously been tied to this investigation since his props in 2023 were flagged for suspicious betting activity, but it was previously reported he was cleared in that case. That proved to be wrong. Prosecutors say the defendants committed fraud by using non-public information to bet on when players would miss games or pull themselves from games. That included players from the Hornets, Blazers, Lakers, and Raptors. One of those defendants is Jones, who was actually one of 3 people charged in both cases, including for allegedly providing inside information when he was an assistant with the Lakers. In total, 34 people were arrested between the 2 cases. They'll all have their day in court, but this is not a good time for the NBA.
Now, with all of that going on, Gilbert Arenas goes on this show and starts talking about sports gambling while he has his case going on. And this man wanted to speak about behavior of other people when his behavior has never been checked. Never been checked. This man has had people that he has paid money to go after Kwame Brown's family, which he apologized to. Why you ain't apologized to me? That's what I'm saying. Where's my apology? You apologized to Queen Regina and Sister T. For what? Where the hell is my apology? He was like, I want to apologize to Kwame Brown and my dad and your mom, when we met, they were so good friends. I'm like, where was all that? You could have did that 4 years ago. You could have done that 4 years ago and been gone. But whenever you need a new show, you need a new deal, you bring Kwame's name up. So now we know that all you do is lie. Because to you, it's like breathing. It just comes natural, don't it, Gil? You just lie for no reason. You went up there and said that there is no program in place that the NBA have. Y'all see that? The NBA mandatory rookie transition program. This man gonna say that there isn't a camp. Kwame Brown said right there and said that man is lying. There is classes. And I'm quite sure every NBA player that you know and you ask, and they'll tell you there is a such thing as rookie transitional camp that they have to go through. And this man sat right there and told a bold-faced lie. This is recent. So we showed you how it all started, and we're showing you how it all ends. It's your boy Carcino here saying we are done, and that is it. So please, only time we will ever mention you, if you do something that is a trending situation, and we're speaking about that only. We're not doing any more of this beef stuff. It's over and done. You are finished. No more you over here. We've exposed who you are and what you are. We already know. So if you missed out on the last 4 years, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, we didn't need you before. We don't need you now. Goodbye. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bust Life, a real one. Follow him on 2.0. Yes. Follow Carcino for Life. My Patreon is Carcino for Life. Check me out over there. All my Patreons are here anyway. They wanted to be here for this. I appreciate the love and support. Yeah, this is the first one we've ever done where we went vertical and horizontal because you said you was the only one you felt you was special because you could go and do both. I could go live and be vertical. I can do both so I can do horizontal and vertical. I can do both at the same time because I'm special. I guess I'm special too, man. I'm special too. Do not respond. Please don't. Because you're not getting another response back. That's it. We're done. There is nothing to respond to. We're through. This was enough. I think it was more than enough. Too raw for TV. I do want to debate you on this Michael Jordan thing. So too raw. Where you at? I want to debate you on this Michael Jordan thing. You keep glazing Jordan. We can come up here and have a good debate. You're a real one. 78 Sports TV, Blood Boxing, D-Style Boxing, all my block boxing brethren have been here. Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Welcome to HDII TV. You know, real ones. See, when you're a real one, nobody has to say anything bad about you. We could disagree and everybody still be cool. Because you know why? They real ones. Everybody real in their own space. It's them fake wanting to be famous and do anything for likes and views people that keep coming around and then they get exposed and then you see how they go. You see how they are, right? You see what happens. See how phony they are. Fake ass Dominican Republic basketball player. He averaging 2 points. He played 2 games, averaging 2 points, and swear he's a star. I was a ball player. I wasn't at your level. Playing against people in flip-flops and shit. Yeah, I know. Worried about me. Worried about that bum-ass house of yours. You've been eating all that damn dog food. Pig raising, turtle raising bastard. Eating all that damn scraps. Yeah, got gangrene all around his goddamn house. And his damn dirty ass pool. Man, fix your damn house up. And you know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking about. He know too. Gil case is the court date is pushed back to 2026. But you know who I'm talking to. Your fake ass is through. Don't come in the circle. You already know who you are. Everybody done seen your fake ass. We through with you.